This is our live music rig for all our shows here in Singapore, and in this video we're going to show you what items did we add inside, why we chose the items, and eventually how much all this cost us.
The main brain for our operation is the Allen & Heath CQ18T digital mixer, a compact mixer with huge capabilities for smaller lineups like us.
Now the reason why we chose the CQ18 is because it has a total of 16 microphone inputs, with 8 of them being combo jacks, which means they can take instrument cables like a 1/4 inch as well. On top of that, they also come with an additional pair of stereo inputs, so yeah, more inputs, more better.
It has a total of 6 aux output channels where we can send our IEM mix, our streaming mix, our video mix, and of course to floor monitors as well.
And we send our main mix to the venue's front of house systems through the main XLR outputs using a white cable, and we sum it up to a mono mix.
2 of the reasons why we chose this mixer is because it has a 7-inch touchscreen, so that means if you forget to bring your iPad, you can still do your mix on the mixer as well. And the second thing is that it has a dual band Wi-Fi, so that means you don't have to bring your additional router out, and you can connect to any of your devices and you can do your mix right there on the go.
Actually, I need to ask, is this 2.4 and 5 gig?
Yes, it is.
5G, right?
Yes.
2.4 and 5G. I think that's why I realized that we don't have a need to have an external access point at all the venue that we have been so far. I think that's great.
And eliminates all the kind of interference worries that you have. You know, 2.4, 5G, you have a really broad spectrum to play with.
Alright, one thing that you have to know that is we both love to be productive and efficient. So one of the things that we do to speed up this process is by planning ahead to mix all our IEM mixes first before we go to the venue. So once we reach the venue, all we need to do is just recall the setting and our IEM mixes are there. We just need to tweak the front of house settings and we're done.
One of the features that we really like about the mixer is the soft key function. So it has been programmed to mute all effects and mute all channels as well. So that means as long as we have actually tweaked our front of house mix, we can just press 2 buttons and we are ready to just go for our breaks, and we are ready to come back anytime to restart the set.
Yeah, it makes the sound engineer job so easy.
I know, right? All the sound engineers actually said that, oh bro, I'm so happy to see you, you know.
Yeah. I honestly think that muting the effects in between our sets, because we need to talk right, enhances the performance value also.
Yes, in a way. So you don't really have to carry on the effects while you're talking, which is actually applied for your singing. There's a bit more distinct in terms of your speech level and your singing levels as well.
On that note, right, when we say we mute our effects between the sets and to enhance the performance value, this muting of effects also apply to our live stream mixers as well. So we use this mixer for our front of house mix, our IEM mix, as well as our broadcast mix. The broadcast mix is being sent from the mixer to Danny's phone using another interface that we will talk about in a short while, but we also use the SD card slot on the mixer itself to do this thing called multi-track recording, which we love because it allows us to remix our entire show from scratch again for the video. Okay, honestly, it's a lot of work for both of us for just the videos, but we do want to sound good and look good for our clients and viewers like yourself to enjoy the whole listening process. So yeah, it's actually worth it. If it helps us to get more gigs, I don't mind.
As you guys can see, in the rack, we do not have any racked up wireless in-ear monitoring system. It's because we are using the XVIVE U4 in-ear monitoring system. It has served us so far pretty good for a 2.4 GHz with that price range. So, you know, nothing much to complain for the time being.
Actually, I do, because I feel like when I increase my band setup, when we are using a 2.4 GHz system, a lot of places there are kind of like interference, and you only have like 6 or 8 wireless channels to choose from, and it's all preset frequencies. So 2.4, if you have another router that's inside the venue, it's gonna screw up your entire frequencies range. And sometimes I feel like there's some kind of intermittent going on if the venue is crowded. So this device is very affordable, and I think everybody should get it as a start, especially for smaller lineups like us. The U4 is actually a very good investment to start off your in-ear monitoring system journey. Alright, let's talk about how we use this mixer to send our main mix to the live stream using this one device. Okay, Danny?
So we are using the Zoom AMS-22 that you guys can get from CT Music.
Alright, essentially what this is an audio interface, or I would like to call it a bridge between the mixer and your phone. Alright, what this does is that it takes the headphone out using a TS cable, or you can even use an XLR cable to go into this device, and this device will convert the sound signal using a USB-C or a lightning adapter into your iPhone. Okay, alright, moving on. As you can see, this rack, right, and there is one wireless system down here, and I really want to ask Danny, why did he invest in this wireless system? system?
Alright, as a singer, I'm a pretty crazy singer. I love to jump around, I love to move around, I love to go off stage and engage with my crowd as well. With that said, I've thought of investing, and I did invest in a wireless handset system, a Sennheiser EDW with a Neumann capsule. So it has served me with a lot of clarity and a lot of freedom, most importantly.
I also realized that you did something to the microphone. What is it?
All my items actually have a bit of personalization on their own. So I did a bit of coloring, my own spray painting for the microphones as well to give a little bit of my own touch on it.
So extra, this fella.
Besides my own wireless system, actually I have a habit of bringing extra cables along because we do not want to actually depend on venues and places to actually provide us with all this necessary equipment, or in case it is faulty. So I always make it a habit to bring extra cables with me, and it used to be stored in my little Pelican case where I become the auxiliary for my band as well.
Alright, so where are all these XLR cables living right now?
So all these cables are living right here in this little drawer.
I will say that this rig, right, is actually version 1.2. Previously, when we decided to bring our own equipment to the venue, you are lugging everything in just a Pelican case, and the reason why you get this case is to minimize all the setup time and to increase your speed and productivity at the same time, right? That's why this entire case is designed specifically by Danny to house everything in, and for him to reach the venue, everything out, and then you can straight away get to the show in like what, 5-6 minutes? I would say that this is a very mini case. As you can see, we are both sitting down, and this thing is like still shorter than us, you know, and it has a trolley handle at the back where you can just open it up and then lug it everywhere you go. Very easy to transport. So we have tested, we can put this at the back of the boot in the car, as well as taking out using the public transport. I need to ask Danny this: what is the time difference between setting up using the previous setup and using this rack?
So the previous setup, where we actually open up from the Pelican case, where we have to set up the stand to house the mixer and everything, that would take us about 13 to 14 minutes per setup. And right now, because everything's already stationed inside and ready to go, plug and play would take you at most about 6 to 7 minutes. That's half the time.
That's half the time. Yeah, half the time, man.
And it's ready to go.
I think the question that we all are very interested in asking is, how much did this entire rack cost us and Danny?
Under $10,000.
So if you have under $10,000, I guess you can do
a
it.
lot of it.
We all need to know the reason why Danny decided to do this rack, or even decided to bring his own equipment to the venue, and I think he has a very good explanation for this.
The reason why I decided to bring my own equipment is because sometimes the venue don't provide the right equipment, and not because they don't provide any equipment at all. And so to eliminate all these issues, I decided to bring my own equipment so that it solves all the kind of misunderstandings or requirements that we need as well. Another problem that we used to face is the monitoring system. So we used to be not able to hear ourselves on stage, my bandmates can't hear me, and vice versa. So with these presets and everything, we are able to hear our own tailored mix designed for our own preference and for our own preferences only.
Because a lot of you guys are very loud on stage, especially guitarists. I know, because I am very loud on stage. Shout out to Kim, man. Kim is always saying that we are all deaf, but it's true, man. And I need to agree with you guys as musicians on one thing. The moment we can hear ourselves better, the better we perform. And that's the truth, because we know our parts. We know that it kind of provides us with security that we are doing the song correctly, we are in the right key.
Correct. It actually let us let go and perform to our best of our abilities rather than worry about our surroundings, our needs and everything as well.
For me personally, I perform better when I hear my own sound, when I hear my own mix of my guitar, and sometimes even the click track as well, because it helps the singers actually to breathe properly, you know. Because the main purpose as a live band entertainment like ourselves is to entertain the audience. You know, they shouldn't be worrying about whether the sound is too loud or we can perform correctly, or are we singing the right key and are we playing too fast or too slow. It's not for them to worry. The audiences are the ones that enjoy the live music, and we are there to perform to the best of our abilities. And in order to do that, we need to make sure that we can hear ourselves. This entire rack system is doing just that for all the bands that we play at.
At the end of the day, we pride ourselves as performers, and we want to showcase the best of us to our clients and everyone on every platform.
I always stand by this idea of, if you take care of your musicians will take care of your show for you. But of course, this rig is not perfect yet. Like I said, it's version 1.2. So let us know what kind of improvements we can make for the next version in the comments below. But I need to ask Danny first, what are the improvements that he thinks he can make to this current rig by spending more money?
By spending more money, I think I can make this a little bit lighter.
Anyway, if you enjoy this video, we hope you guys can like this video, subscribe to us, and help us to talk to the algorithm gods of YouTube so that this video can go a bit more viral so that many people can see it, especially people who wants to build their own rig for their live shows as well. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.
He unleashing the uncle already.
Why you scared ah?
I also don't like to.
Okay.